What's up, fellow roaders? I'm Joshua Thomas, and we're here on my Tabletop Talk to talk about tabletops and the board games that are played on them. And today we are talking about a game that I was really hoping to air on this channel as a playthrough because that's really just the best way to describe it. But once again, thanks to our current global situation, I'm stuck here in the house by myself, and we are restricted only to being able to game with each other online. So without further ado, we're going to talk about Mountains of Madness. Mountains of Madness is definitely a sort of Lovecraftian, Cthulhu-y kind of game without kind of beating you over the head on the whole mythos and the elder gods and having to fight these different things. It's actually quite the different kind of Lovecraftian horror party game. It's actually kind of a party / board game mixed together. And this, I gotta say, this gave me a unique experience that I'm never going to forget. And I imagine that if you've played this game before, you won't have forgotten your first experience with it either. First thing I want to talk about is the quality of the components. Mountains of Madness is made by Yellow and is actually by Rob Daviau and Miguel Coimbra. So Rob Daviau, if for those of you who don't know, is famous for making the different legacy games that are out there, like Pandemic Legacy and Risk Legacy. But look at the components here. I mean, here is your timer. Yep, you're going to have a timer in this. And it's going to be very hectic when this thing is running. And I'll explain that in a minute. But also, this thing has one of the coolest player tokens I've ever seen. Now, one thing about this game is it is a cooperative game. Oh yeah, look at that. It says yellow under there, 546. Don't know if that's a significant number or not. But yeah, this little airplane with the skis on it is just a beautiful token. Let me see how close I can get it to you guys. It's kind of blurry. But there you go. So the way that this party game works is that you're going to take turns being in control of your expedition that is climbing this very tall mountain, trying to find this lost ancient city and get relics and artifacts and knowledge. The way that you do this is that you have to choose a path up the mountain. And it doesn't have to be straight up the mountain either. It can be curvy, depending on what you guys are looking for and what you need in order to get to your escape route. So whenever the leader of an expedition who controls this board right here and these leadership tokens, which are very nice and heavy poker chip style tokens, is going to choose where the plane goes, and then you're going to flip over that tile. And once you flip over that tile is when the hecticness begins. The expedition leader for that round is going to read the token, Bleak Coast. The frozen sea was now giving place to a frowning and mountainous coastline. Arcane equipment. Oh, nice. Get arcane equipment. So, in order to traverse this area of the mountain, we have to accomplish getting 8 to 10 weapons and 8 to 10 crates. Everybody is going to have equipment cards that are going to have the necessary equipment that we need on it. And all we've got to do is communicate to each other, hey, I've got 4 books, or hey, I can supply us with a total of 7 crates. and so on and so forth. The different categories of items, there's 4. There's crates, weapons, tools, and books. But here's where the difficulty comes in. Everybody is going to start going mad when we enter this mountain, and it's represented by these different levels of madness, all the way up to level 3. What might these levels of madness be? Well, when it comes down to the teamwork phase, where everyone has to pitch in their different cards to try and get us the proper number to traverse this terrain, our madnesses set in. Your madness could be forgetful. I can only hold 1 card at a time. So let's say I've got my hand in front of me. I can only look at 1 card at a time while we are doing this, and the timer is running, and I'm trying to say, wait a second, I've got 6 crates. I can help with 6 crates. And then the leader of the expedition has to say, okay, you supply 6 crates, and so those cards go there. But you're also having to deal with another person's madness as well, such as howling mad. I can only speak with the person I am physically touching. I can only touch 1 person at a time. So while I'm over here trying to flip up my cards, the next person is going to have their hand on my shoulder and trying to talk to me, and I'm going to be like, oh, what? And then the leader is going to say, hey, wait a second, I need you to talk to me. And so that mad person is going to reach across the table to try and talk to the leader so he can let him know how many cards he has. And those are just 2 of the plethora of madness cards you're going to have to deal with throughout this game. So you can see the hilarity that ensues with this, and I don't want to give too many of these cards away, because getting to play this for the first time and encountering these madness cards for the first time is part of the fun. But I'll give you a level 3 one here. Enthusiastic. If someone asks me a question, I respond, I have an idea, but say nothing while counting to 5 in my head. I have an idea. Oh, yeah, my idea, I think we should use weapons or something. I think he should use weapons, blah, blah, blah. There's what that card looks like. So, in working your way up to the top, you've also got character abilities that are on your character cards, and they can be aided with these leadership tokens. But when you run out of these leadership tokens, it also counts as your life. And trust me, you're going to have to use these several times throughout the game. Each time you go through the entire stack, you're going to lose a token permanently from the game. And once you have no tokens left on your player board, well then you have all communally lost the game. And not only that, as you go through this expedition, this madness is also going to set in, and you're going to start forgetting things. Hey, I can increase my hand size by 1. Oh, wait, what was that thing that I could do? I can't remember what it was that I can increase something by a factor of, So, another neat thing about these character cards is there's always a male and female version of each character. This game is for up to 2 to 5 players, and trust me, the more people you can get on this game, the more fun it is. But horrible, forgetful things can happen in more than one way, to which you can actually lose certain abilities altogether. Not to mention, the further up the mountain you traverse, the more difficult things become. Now I need 12 to 14 crates and 12 to 14 tools. And oh, by the way, this crate is grayed out just as another means of making it more difficult to communicate. So now you no longer have the color reference, it's just grayed out. Whereas right there you can see, okay, yeah, the crates are red, tools are yellow, that kind of thing. Then once you get to the top, and hopefully you've gotten enough of these relics or knowledge that you're trying to gain, you can then try to make your escape, and the escapes are no easier. In fact, they're a little bit harder. I can have 7 or 9 crates, but not 5. And now the madness is setting in even more because the crates are now yellow, the same color as the tools, which just adds more conflict to the game. Hopefully you can pass 3 escape levels, knocked over the timer there, and win the game as a group. Mountains of Madness for me was mountains of fun. It was hilarious. Now, the first time we played it, it took us a while to really get the rules down pat, so be prepared for that. But I highly recommend giving this game a shot, this board/party game. So, that was my tabletop talk about Mountains of Madness. Hope you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon and check out more board game and video game videos. Thanks for watching. Check you next time.